Hi everyone, welcome again to this series. In today's video, we'll be talking about how you can actually do your sprint planning in Azure DevOps. We'll start by looking at how you can actually assign backlog items to a sprint in Azure Board. Then go ahead to add tags to these backlog items, depending on the process you've selected. For the purpose of this training, we'll be taking a look at the Agile process, where we'll be adding tags to the user stories and the box. Then we'll go ahead to talk about sprint capacities in Azure Board. How do we set up this sprint capacity? Then from there, we'll talk about how you can actually adjust the work to fit into this sprint capacity. Then from there, we'll take a look at how you can actually share your sprint plan, then wrap it up with the updating and monitoring of your task board. Let's head up to the Azure DevOps platform and see how we can actually perform all this. So now I'm going to log on to my Azure DevOps environment. For the purpose of this training, I'll be using the DevOps Roadmap project, which I've created using the Agile process. To start with, I'll click on this project. Then I'll click on the backlogs. So this will show the list of items we'll be planning our sprint with. So the first thing you need to do is to make sure that on the side pane, you have the planning sidebar showing. So to do that, you need to click on this option, then set this to planning. Here, you can see all the iterations. You can even create a new sprint from here. But currently, I have a sprint, which is iteration 3, which I've created earlier. So I'll be using this iteration for the purpose of this training. So if I click on this iteration, it takes me to the task board, which I currently do not have any task assigned to it. So, like I said, the first thing you need to do is to assign backlog items to your sprint. That means you are assigning these backlog items to this iteration. So I'm going to be doing that. One thing I need to do is just to click on this button and move this item to the iteration 3, which is the current iteration. Also, if I have multiple items that I want to move at once, so the only thing I need to do is to make sure to highlight all these items at once. So once I highlight those items, then I can click on iteration 3 and move this item to iteration 3. Just watch what is going to happen. So if I click on this is going to tell me these items have been moved successfully. Now you can see I have one user story, 4 tasks, and one bug currently assigned to that sprint. So if I click on the sprint again, it takes me to the sprint where I currently have all the items now assigned to that particular sprint. So you can see I have iteration 3. Currently, I have a bug item and some of the tags that have been assigned to this bug item. Also, I have a user story and some of the tags that have been assigned to this user story. I can decide to create a new task from here, by clicking the new tags and say tax 1, and this automatically will be assigned to the list bug item. Same thing, I can do the same thing here. I can also decide to create, from here to create maybe a new user story or a new bug. And automatically, if I do that, that will be assigned to this sprint. So let's do that. So if I say user story, user story sprint 3, so from here, I can start adding new tags to this user story, tags 2, something like this. Now you can see, this task is actually assigned to this user story. This user story that I created from here has been assigned to this sprint, automatically. So this is how we manage, the tasks on here. You can decide to drag those items, to the current state, but depending on what state you're currently using. So another thing we need to talk about is the capacity. So here, the capacity is how many hours do we want our users, or let's say members of this project, to work on this project per day. So you can decide to add users from here. You can decide to add all those users that currently sit in my Azure DevOps environment. However, I only want to add users that are actually part of this project. So to do that, I click on this option and click on add all team members. This will add all the users that are actually members of this project. For each of these users, let's say this user, the capacity is going to be 6 hours per day, for this user to be able to work on this project. That means if I decide to set effort on my particular, maybe on those tasks, set the number of hours, that I need users to be able to work. So if I decide to set the effort on each of those tasks, so if I have other users also, let's say I'm adding the other user here, and I'd say this user is going to be working on design or something like that. Then I have 7 hours per day. So that means at the end of this sprint, this guy will have worked 30 hours and this guy will have worked 35 hours. So this now depends on the number of effort that will be assigned to each task on that sprint. So if this is set and I save this and I go back to my sprint board, okay, so if I go back to my task board here, so let's hold on. So if I go back to my task board, no, so I can start setting the number of hours, or let's say the effort for each of these tasks. So this effort, so I've set the capacity for each of those users. Then this effort will be, or let's say in parallel with the number of hours I've set for them. So if I say at the end of the day, my sprint, the total number of hours, based on the effort I've added to all the tasks under my sprint, let's say is 60 hours, or let's say is 120 hours. I can define the number of capacity that have been assigned to these users against the number of hours on all the tasks in my sprint. So that is how we set the capacity planning and also align the work item hours with that capacity based on what we have actually assigned to each of those users. So with that, you know, this is what you do. So this is how we plan, our sprint by adding the backlog item, adding, the adding the backlog items, then adding tags to the backlog items, then setting the capacity based on what you think your team can do. And once you've been able to do that, what will show up here is going to be what we call the burn down trend or the burn down chart. So it now depends on this, this trend displays, the number of effort or the remaining work against the number of hours you've put in on your sprint. So as tasks are being closed, this trend keeps going down. So you can see the effort your team actually put in against the number of hours that have been assigned to this particular sprint. Yeah, I think the last thing I want to talk about is how to at least send out this test plan. So if you want to do that, what you need to do is to click on the backlogs. So you can create a query which indicates everything that you currently have. Then from there, you can now send an email based on this query you've created. So this is how we send out, our plans. So, and if you go back to the dashboard, you can monitor, anyone can monitor based on, the efforts that's being committed based on the burn chart, even from, from the dashboard without even coming, to this sprint board or coming to this iteration board. So, try to create your own tags, try to push or add these tags to the Springboard and see what you can do. I think this is the end of the tags related to Azure Board. The next task is going to be the Azure repos. We'll start talking about the Azure repos from our next video. Okay, thanks everyone, and see you soon.